So, I'm not entirely sure where we're going to go tonight because we've had some party rivalry, shall we say, over the past few sessions, and poor Theodor's been sort of like, "What's going on, guys?" Whoa, type thing. But we finished last session in Vallaki. The reason you were in Vallaki is you'd gone for a wedding dress, which was a strange request to get from the Abbot in Krezk. You managed to get the wedding dress, and then everything went a little bit wrong. Lady Vocta identified herself as a follower of Strahd, so you decided to murder an old lady in the streets. You were then accused of murder. You then, Damian, mostly Damian, but also backed up by pretty much all of you with the exception of Brungrik, decided that enough was enough and you were going to, I'm going to say, cleanse Vallaki of its corruption. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah. I think we were just trying to incite rebellion against the dictatorship.
Indeed. So that ended with you threatening the Baron, and the Baron fearing for his life and deciding to take matter into his own hands, jump out the window and commit suicide. You then went to the church to make sure Irina was okay, and she was. She's there relatively safe in Barovian terms, with Father Lucian. From the Abbot, you were given 5 days to collect the wedding dress and return. You've had 3.5 days, and it's going to take you a full day's travel to get back to Krezk. So we're at midday on day 3. What do you want to do?
Has Damian's bloodlust calmed down yet?
Damian didn't have a bloodlust. Damian was just trying to incite rebellion amongst the people in Vallaki itself. So having encouraged Irina to gather her belongings and come on the road with us, I think Damian would be quite keen to seek out the best way for us to get to Krezk, really. But I think, as said before, we're going to take Irina on the road with us this time, because I feel like that's the way we can keep her safe from Strahd.
I don't suppose now that everything that's cracked off in town, we can't just get something from the stable. Just instill, if there's anything that would speed our time to get there.
Well, there's no militia as such. You've managed to the whole of the power structure in Vallaki. You've pretty much destroyed. There is a Arisek stockyard on the east of Vallaki that you've been to before that would have horses and carts, but that's a private business.
They didn't have it. They didn't have anything available when we went in last time.
We didn't have enough money to pay for them last time.
Yeah.
That's the main issue. It's from the finance perspective.
We still have Valkyn.
Yeah, but we pretty much run it now, don't we? So
yeah,
we can take it, surely.
I mean, from Damian's perspective, Damian's not into. Obviously, I've tried to encourage rebellion, but I'm not here to disrupt the people themselves. Like, I'm very much trying to have the people on our side to overthrow the current hierarchy so that they would support us against Strahd. So he's not, from Damian's perspective, he's not just going to go nick all their horses. But he'd be keen to see if there is something they could do to help us get back to Krezk faster.
Okay. So hearing Damian's words, kind of huffed. Right. He's willing to give up his gold for these horses, but he expects repayment. Are we going for the horses?
I mean, we should. I think we should have a wander to the stockyard. It means we'll get there probably within the half a day at least, rather than having to march a whole day on foot.
Theodor's flat broke, considering he was literally just mooching around with a bunch of dogs about a week ago.
You are a dog.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go
Please.
and see if we can get some nags.
Okay, so heading over to the stockyard, east of town. The streets are deserted now. You're used to Vallaki. You're used to seeing people around. No one's venturing out. Everyone's heard what's happened. You do get the occasional shutter close and curtain shut as you walk past a residential property. As you approach the stockyard, it does appear to be business as usual. The signs outside saying they're open. And Arisek, he spots you coming, and he looks as if he's trying to find somewhere to dash out of the way, but he's out in the open. So he sort of squares himself up and he'll say, "Greetings, gentlemen. Welcome. Thanks for all that you're doing. What can I help you?"
I think having seen him kind of meet us with that kind of on guard body language, I think Damian would very much like hold his arms up and kind of be like, "Look, I assure you, we mean you no harm. Everything that's happened within the town was around us overthrowing the burgomaster and trying to encourage people like yourself to help us in our fight against Strahd. We mean you no harm."
Okay. Persuasion check for that then, Jay.
An 18.
He'll sort of look around conspiratorially. There's just you and Arisek in this stockyard, no one nearby. And he'll say, "That's reassuring. It's nice to know that there are people. So what can I do for you? What do I owe the pleasure?"
We have a bargain with the Abbot at Krezk that we need to be back there within the next day to help the burgomaster of Krezk's son. We need to make haste, and ideally, if you have some horses that we could utilise for our journey, that would be fantastic. We are happy to spare some coin if that would help with this trade.
But by all means, there isn't. I haven't got much in. I've got a carriage. I've got a cart. Got 2 horses that I'd be willing to. Are we talking sell or rent?
What are your prices for both?
Well, seeing as you are the saviours of Vallaki, I feel I need to give you a discount. For the two horses and the carriage, which would be the most expensive, 500 gold, all yours.
Are we talking gold, or are we still talking electrum? Because I know like we've been dealing a lot in electrum.
Yeah. It would be gold because that's the player's handbook prices. We can convert it to electrum. Okay. To rent, he'll sort of say, "You. I mean, with a deposit. Bearing in mind these are troubled times." 200 gold? No, 200 gold is the best I could do as a rental price.
So Damian's aware that he's got about 300 electrum pieces to his name, which equates to about 600. he's got 300 Electrum, which would equate to about 150 gold. So he's got enough to kind of put towards potentially renting the horse if we're looking at 200 gold pieces. But that would be Damian would sell it, like cash out on everything that he's got. So he'd kind of look at the party and say, I haven't got enough money on my own to do this. But I think the horses would be valuable for us, or at least the horse and carts.
Theodor would arrogantly say, step aside and say, let me try and barter this man down. And he'd walk up to the shopkeeper and say, can we do any better than 200 gold? We've got 150. How does that sound?
Roll persuasion then, Lars. Trying to find a converter, Jake. Did you work it out?
I've managed to find one. An Electrum works out about half a gold.
Okay. Wow.
Theodor sees himself as a businessman.
Yeah,
because he's from nobility anyway. So
from 150, you rolled a 24. He will go down. He'll say, "I tell you what, I can do. Caught in my own throat. 160.
Good man."
Holds
and
his
then
hand
Theodor
out.
just put his hand out and shake his arm like the good old days.
So he'll say.
I was just going to step in and seeing Damian count out his coppers like a little old lady at the supermarket who's like, I haven't got much money, but she's actually loaded. You're seeing it, kind of feel sorry for him, and he steps up and just like, put your money away, and he'll just hand over the 160 gold.
Daddy's got this one.
Daddy's got this one.
Daddy's got this one.
Sound. So Arasek will say to you that this is for return of the horses and cart. A deposit of 100, you'll get the 60 back. Everything's returned in working order. Okay. Well, that's.
Yeah, guys, we ain't coming back anyway.
So that's your transportation sorted. So it's a reasonable carriage. If you remember the barrel top wagons from the Vistani, in fact, Rictavio's wagon's still in the stockyard. But all of you can fit 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 with Irina. So no, two sat riding, 5 inside. It's quite comfortable for you. If you left now and rode the horses pretty hard, not to the point of exhaustion, you'd get to Krezk by nightfall. Normally, the Krezkians wouldn't let you in because it'd be dark, but you're pretty sure you would. So I'm quite happy for that to happen if that's the direction we're going.
Yeah, I think Damian would want to make haste towards. Yeah.
Theodor would get in the back and lay down to get comfortable for the journey.
Yeah. Does this journey count as like a long rest?
Not quite 8 hours. No, it would be a short rest, but not. Yeah, you're gonna have to go a little bit longer than that for a long rest.
Even if I don't need a full day.
Why can you trance in 4 hours? You're Shadowcar, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Hold up. Yeah, you could then.
I get magical sleep as well.
Do you? Okay. And so would Johnson, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only need 6 hours for me.
You're not going to get 6.
Okay.
Seeing as everybody's asleep, would it be possible to do some tomfoolery while people are asleep?
Well, they're resting, not necessarily asleep.
Theodor's fast asleep.
All right, Theodor's fast asleep. Go mad.
Theodor's chaotic good, so he's like he could slaughter like a school full of children if he thinks it's for the greater good, but then just rest easy.
Just Theodor's fast asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay. So just as night falls, the six of you and Irina make it to Krezk. So the conversation on the way down, as you are resting, Irina she's sort of questioning your intent for her. She's aware of the situation. She knows Strahd is still hunting for her. And she's wanting to know what you plan to do. Are you going to leave her in Krezk? What are you going to do with her?
I think it kind of immediately Damian's not sure. Like Damian's not sure about leaving her in Krezk because he doesn't feel like she's safe in Krezk either. So I think like he would be like open and honest and just say, since we've been here, I got an unusual feeling when we were in Krezk. So I think the best precaution is you stay with us the entire time until at least we've managed to deal with Strahd. And like I think on the journey, Damian would assure Irina that we've been taking actions against Strahd. We're weakening him with and I think Damian would give her a bit of a kind of an update. He'd tell her that that we found the Sun Sword, which is a weapon of sunlight, which will weaken him. We've got the Amulet of Ravenkind now, which will help weaken him also. We've come across him with his werewolf in the den with the werewolves. With our previous companion, Niloren's mother. We defeated Niloren's mother, killed her really quickly, and finally sent her to her resting place. And then we managed to scare. Damian would almost say, we almost scared Strahd off. He had to retreat from us because we were too much to handle at that point in time.
Sorry, Lars, I'm getting a bit of nasal blowing from you, dude.
I'll breathe. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. She's impressed by this. She's still very frightened, though. She'll say to you that, So what are your plans then?
So I'd say that we've got when we first met Madam, what was her name? Madam Eva, isn't it? The Vistani fortune teller. She did us a Taroka card reading. From the Taroka cards, we had several objectives to meet. We have completed all but one, I think, of the objectives, which is I think we need to find the Amber Temple. So our next plans, once we have resolved matters in Krezk, is to go and find the Amber Temple and resolve our problems there. I ensure, and Damian would kind of place his hand around Irina's, and he'd say, "Your safety is the most important thing to me. I shall not let you come to harm."
Nice. So just roll persuasion then. She'll say, it is reassuring. Everything that you've done for me has, I know you have my best interest. But you want me to come to a temple, an unknown ancient temple. I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if I'm not. I can handle myself in a fair fight, but I'm not like you.
I understand your concerns. My worry is that our foe does not use. He's not fair in his fights. He uses seduction and temptation and his powers of evil to manipulate holds on people. And my concern is that regardless, if you are left alone, you are most at risk.
Yeah, she'll eventually acquiesce. Then she sort of sees it as having no choice. She doesn't phrase it as, well, I've got no choice, have I, type thing. But she's not convinced that she's going to be able to cope with this. The life that you lead, she doesn't think that she's hardy enough for it. But if you want her to go along, then she'll do her best. And she's got what's she got on? She's got sort of a breastplate and a rapier with her that she uses reasonably well. But
I think
that's pretty much it.
Damian would just try and kind of reassure her as much as possible with the situation. He'd say, you've danced with the devil twice before and you've seen him off. You are stronger than you think.
Nice. So you get to Krezk just before nightfall. The guards on the gate recognise you straight away and let you in. The burgomaster in Krezk, who, if I remember his name, it was Krezkov, wasn't it? Dmitry Krezkov will come and meet you. I don't know if we'll need it, but let me just open up the Krezk map. And the first thing he does, you can see he looks anxious. This is the 4th day now, so the end of the 4th day. The end of the 4th day? Yes, because you're on 3.5. So he'll say to you very nervously, this is a stout, hardy survivor. And he's looking a bit nervous as he's sort of wringing his hands together, and he'll say, the dress. Have you got it?
We have.
Theodor's just looking around saying, like, do we have it, guys?
We have bought the dress. And I think as they're coming into the town, I'm sure the burgomaster can get the kind of vibe that we've been almost like with the last 4 days on the road have been tough. We've got tears in our clothes, we've been fighting. You can tell that we've not particularly been well rested over that period of time. Like, we have done everything we can to get back within that time frame.
Okay, so he'll say, and a day to spare as well. That's perfect. So Krezk, if you remember, I've put you the picture up on your map tools. Walled town, solid stone walls. Everything inside is self-sufficient, and on the brow of the hill is the abbey, which is where the abbot lives, where his mongrel folk, and you eventually identified the fact that he has a bride of Strahd, a construct made from body parts, a golem, if you will. That the dress you would guess the dress is for. Every half an hour, not religiously, but there's the toll of the bells and the occasional shriek coming from the monastery. But the burgomaster, Dmitry Krezkov, he will say, well, I think it's best to rest tonight then, chaps. You've got where you rested before, that's still available for you. He'll make sure you're comfortable and make sure you're fed and watered. So do you have any other business, or should we move forwards?
I don't think we have any other business at the moment.
Righto, okay. So next morning you can have your long rest.
I think just Damian would want to speak to the burgomaster and just ask him how his son is getting on.
It's still the same. He's mostly lucid, and then he'll just zone out, and occasionally we'll find him talking to himself or just staring into distance. Last night he was actually trying to harm himself, but we managed to talk him round. We very much need the restorative magic that he points to Brungrik and says that Brungrik said that he was not capable of. But we really need that assistance if. But we'll make do, and he's safe and alive.
Damian will be like, well, I hope this task that we've completed has the desired effect.
Sound. So sleepy time, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, before we do sleep time, is there any armourers, blacksmiths in Krezk that I can visit?
Yeah. They're simple folk with simple needs. So the blacksmith in town would be mostly for horseshoes, mending tools, but
Any weapons of the like or anything?
For sale, it would be mostly farming implements. In terms of specialised equipment, anything fancy, you've got virtually no hope in Krezk.
I'm not looking for anything fancy, just a sword of, a hefty sword.
What are you talking, longsword?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can. There would be perhaps an old someone's family heirloom type thing that they've exchanged. It's not going to be cheap.
It's okay. Johnson's been the treasurer for the whole campaign.
Hasn't he just? He will. I mean, you would be aware that long swords for sort of castle steel mass-produced long swords would normally retail around 15 gold pieces. This is going to cost you 200 gold pieces for a long sword.
Can I barter him down?
In
fact, I'm not going to barter him down. I'm going to
kill him.
In a sense, I am. We have to roll intimidation. Lean in, saying, "How about the new masters of Valaki?" They've quite a menacing look on my face.
Roll intimidation.
Oh, and it's nice to roll. Okay. 15.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. With your intimidation roll, would your intent be to follow through?
In this instance, no.
No.
Doesn't mean with a fart.
No.
Okay. He'll say, so with a 15, he'll say, and he's sort of weighing you up. He's not intimidated, but he will say, the one that he offered you, he'll take back, put it under the counter, and bring out another one less, not as good quality, still perfectly functional, still usable, and he'll say 100 gold. Final offer.
Fine. And I'll hand over the 100 gold.
Okay.
They're not quite done yet. If everybody's going into the long rest, everybody's sleeping. Am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to switch out this sword that I've just bought with the sun sword that Rillik has. Roll in.
I'm in sentinel mode. I'm aware of everything. I'm not asleep.
Can I roll against him?
Yeah. So you'd have to take. What you'd have to do, if that's what you're planning, is you'd have to spend more gold, first and foremost. You'd have to get the blacksmith to take the blade off, and you'd have to get him to shape the hilt similar, as best as he can, similar to the sun sword.
Okay.
In fact, no. We'll to actually take the blade off. That's no problem. The blacksmith says to you, "Well, I'll keep that then, if you don't want that." And he looks confused. But if you're happy for that, he'll do that. So it's a case of rollies then. So Lewis, you go into sort of sentinel mode, don't you? So you're
So when I take a long rest, I'm more of an emotionless state. So it doesn't render me unconscious. I can still see and I can still hear as normal.
okay. So this is going to have to be at some point. It's going to be a sleight of hand. So he can still do it, Lou. But it's going to be his sleight of hand versus your perception.
Right.
I like it. Stealing off each other.
Fuck's sake, I wasn't going to win that, was I? Even.
No, not with a +10. Okay. Okay, so Lou, how we're going to have to play this is Rillik is not aware you still think you have the hilt of the sun sword.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Johnson.
Cool. Just before falling off to sleep, he's going to hand it off to Damian, saying, "I have no need for this." Amazing.
Jake, can't hear you.
Jake, you're on mute, mate.
Damian's just going to look at the hilt of the sword, almost in a bit of shock, and he's just going to stash it straight into the bag of holding.
Okay. As right, what I'm gonna give you both, just for a little bit of flavour. Valkyn, when you take the sword and you lift it from Rillik, you get a sense from the sword as you touch it, as you come into contact with it. This is a sentient blade, and you can feel confusion coming from the sword, and then you feel revulsion. It doesn't want to be held by you. And then as you hand it off to Damian, you get a little sense of relief. Damian, then as you take hold of it, you sense curiosity. And then you're stashing it?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the bag of holding.
Okay, so then there's no contact. Any contact is broken. Okay, so
I think just so like Damian would want to complete like complete the full rest. Like this is happening during the rest, isn't it? Like Valkyn's almost like disturb Damian to give him it. But kind of like first light in the morning, Damian's gonna go outside of the Burgomaster's house, or where we're staying. Are we staying in the Burgomaster's house? Or we're staying in the inn.
You have basically a house that's been allotted to you. It's an empty house just for you guys.
So I'm gonna walk out of the house basically, and I'm gonna almost like signal to Valkyn like outside now.
Okay.
Yeah, Valkyn will follow.
So I'm going to kind of guide Valkyn off then. I'm going to say, what's with this?
As Valkyn will say that there are obvious tensions brewing. The Rillik that we once knew is no more. That man is just a puppet. Whatever ties he had to, what's the name?
Kira.
But gone. Whatever he may think now, is a puppet and a shadow of himself. Sunblade is a powerful weapon, should not be in his hands. I cannot wield it. You are the only one I trust.
Damian would put his hand on Valkyn's shoulder and say, "I feel you made the right choice. I have had my doubts since Kira's death that of how Rillik's allegiance will continue to whether he will still stay aligned with us and our goals. I fear the slaying of Kira has deeply affected him. I shall protect it with my life, as he kind of puts his hand on the bag of holding.
Okay, so this is real deep stuff now. And so we're just playing our characters. Yeah. Okay. So first
I love
light.
that Theodor has just slept through this whole thing as well. Just
Lars,
sound asleep.
It's such a shame that you've been thrown into it because so much has happened, mate.
Yeah, I enjoyed that though. Like, I feel like there's something going on in the group, and obviously Theodor. It's quite good because being Theodor, I'm kind of learning it as it goes, so it's quite a good story for me.
Yeah,
Mate, it would have been wicked if you were there from the beginning. But yeah, it's yeah.
I was thinking, like, why is Johnson stealing off Lewis? I was like, brutal. But now I'm hearing that Lewis might be a bit of a nutter.
I mean, Johnson has killed his long lost love. So,
thing is, though, technically Theodor doesn't know any of this has just happened because he's just sound asleep, and he sleeps with a good, clear conscience all the time as well.
Even if he murders a school of children, apparently.
Only for the greater good, though. He's still good. He's just a nutter about it.
For the greater good.
Were you there when they tried to kill the little old lady? Want my stuff back?
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, that got awful.
Yeah, that's where it kind of started. No, that was Barwolf, wasn't it? But different character. Okay, so we're happy to keep moving forwards. Yeah. I did have a perception check for Brungrik. I'm going to assume on Sam's behalf that he would be sort of keeping half an eye open to what everyone is doing. He rolled a 16, so he's no idea what's just happened. So throughout the night, you hear the toll of the bell, the screams coming from the abbey. But you wake up bright and early, refreshed. The burgomaster is there bright and early, bacon sandwiches, some watered mead, just to make sure you watered wine, make sure you're refreshed and comfortable, and done. Are you heading straight for the monastery? Or no, let me rephrase that. You've got to deliver the wedding dress, haven't you? So what do you want to do?
If I'm playing Theodor as he would be, because he's only just he's only recently returned to civilization, hasn't he? He's been with the werewolves for a while, so I think he would maybe get a little bit detached from the group here because he's just had a comfortable bed. He's got watered down wine, and he's got bacon sandwiches and things. So he'd just be scoffing his face full of like good food and just becoming a bit gregarious.
Really pleased.
So I think maybe he would look. Yeah, he'd maybe lull behind the group, whatever the group's going off to do now. He'd maybe be late to this because he'd just be so indulged in all of the food and drink.
Okay. So, what's the plan?
I mean, are like Valkyn and Damian acting normal round Rillik still, or would he pick on, or like are they acting shifty, or kind of like what's going on?
I think Valkyn's always been shifty around you. He's not really trusted you from the start.
Yeah, I think it'd be more at Damian, wouldn't it?
I think from Damian's perspective, I think he's still acting on the fact that there was tension since Rillik returned back to the church anyway in Vallaki. So it's almost like even on the ride over to Krezk, because Damian spent a lot of time talking to Irina and speaking to. He's not done anything to address this kind of tension, and then kind of overnight nothing was done to address the tension either. So there almost feels like there's an atmosphere there. He's not deliberately kind of like death staring Rillik, but I think there's definitely an atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So I think. Oh, so are we looking to head towards the Abbey then?
Yeah,
I think that's the plan, isn't it? That's what we rushed back for.
Yeah. Okay. So you're on the last day. You've got the whole day today to actually deliver it. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think there's much else to do in Krezk. What are you going to do with Irina?
Take her with us.
Okay. What I'm going to do then, just so I don't keep asking that question, is I'm going to assume that she's with you all the time. If I forget that she's there, please remind me. If you have plans to do something other than keep her with you, let me know. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay. So you arrive at the winding steps going up the cliffside, really, to get to the top of the Abbey of Saint Martyr. You hear the mongrel folk chattering as you approach, and the mongrel folk that met you before, who Otto will sort of quite ostentatiously say, "Oh, it's great to see you," and motion you forwards. You enter the main gates into the courtyard. You still see the mad chained mongrel folk with the bat wings trying to escape and frothing at the mouth as you go into the main living chamber. And there is the Abbot and Vasilka.
Is that thing still down in the well? That's not come out.
That thing is down. That's the one that ate Bat Damon. Yeah, that's still down in the well. Yeah.
I'm the only one that's seen what's down there, albeit briefly.
So what's are you going straight up to the Abbot?
I think on the walk up to the Abbey, Damian would have warned Irina about what's inside, so he'd have told her, there's some unusual people within this residence, like hybrids between animals and humans.
Ding, 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 ding. Sorry.
And then I think we'd walk straight to go and see the Abbot himself. So we'd kind of with that purpose.
Sure. Just to double check, so Theodor's slightly behind. Brungrik's with you, but is everyone else going? Are you all going together, or is this sort of a Damian?
Rillik's just dropped back from the group. He's kind of keeping his distance.
Okay. Are you going up to the Abbey?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's you? If you remember the sort of main room, in fact, I'll give it to you if you like. So the room here, most of your tokens are already there. Theodor's not there. Let's pop you on. And stood right inside the building is Vasilka and the Abbot. And the Abbot is still trying to coach her in etiquette. And when you left, he was trying to instruct her on how to pour wine from the bottle into a glass. As you now arrive, 5 days later, he seems to be going over the same lesson with absolutely no progress whatsoever from Vasilka. But the Abbot is showing an incredible amount of patience as he's just repeating himself exactly the same way that he did 5 days ago when you were last here. But as you enter, the door swings open. He sort of turns around. He finishes what he's doing. No, my dear. No, just a little bit more gentle than that. And as she tips it, she crushes the glass with no reaction. And he turns round and he'll say, greetings, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
We have returned with the item that you have asked us to bring.
Oh, the dress. Wonderful. Yes, just leave it. Yes, just leave it on the side. And he'll motion a sort of a slightly cleaner part of the table. If you just leave it there, I'm sure Strahd would be most pleased. And this, of course, will save all of the land. I'm sure all Barovians will be grateful for this gift.
I'm sure they won't.
He doesn't respond to that. He doesn't bite back. But he turns back to Vasilka. Okay, my dear, now, that's it. No, pick up the bottle gently. And he goes straight back in and he's totally ignoring you.
You made a promise.
He turns back to the promise.
Yeah, you said you would restore the Burgomaster's son to his old state if we bought you the dress. Now, can you live true to that promise?
There seems to be some kind of confusion. You restored. He is alive. I have restored him.
Yeah, but he's still not his normal self. He's still tormented by his experiences.
Sometimes mortals have to go their own way. It was due to my beneficence that he's alive. That is all I promised.
Damian would kind of feel kind of some anger burning up inside him. Like his hot-headedness is about to come out. Well, we promised to bring you this dress. I didn't say how many pieces it needed to be in.
Nice. You can see, if you remember, I'm just gonna point you towards the picture again. He looks like a Roman demigod, a Greek demigod of old, with his curly blonde hair and his gold eyes. As you say this, and it's a clear threat, his eyes flare, and instead of just looking over his shoulder at you, his body turns, squares up to you, and he will say, "This dress, my creation, are going to save the whole of Barovia from Strahd's curse. I would advise, now that you've delivered the item, that you leave."
I mean, it's quite clear that he's going to kind of like step away. He's going to start walking away and he's going to say, well, it's quite clear that your creation does not function as you wish.
Oh, don't poke him again. Flipping out, this guy's a loon.
Yeah, he seems crazy, doesn't
he? And he's followed you as you've gone out. He will say, you see, he takes a deep breath and he'll say, "You will understand and you will appreciate when I have rid the land of its curse."
Damian would turn back, look him dead in the eyes and say, "You have your ways to deal with the devil, and I have mine. Mine is going to be more finite."
Okay, so you've piqued his interest at this, and he sort of cocks an eyebrow, and he'll say, "So, which leads me to ask, what are your plans with Strahd?"
But it's quite clear that you are prepping him a bride.
All Strahd requires is someone, a specific someone, to love. At this point, I'm going to give him a perception check that I'm quite happy for you to roll. Just roll a d20, Jake.
Oh yeah, I can do it on dndbeyond, can't I? It's a 10.
As he's talking to you now, as he's swung back to you, you can see instead of looking at you, he sort of peers beyond you, and he sees Irina.
Yes.
And he's momentarily confused, and he looks back towards Vasilka. If you recall, Vasilka is the spitting image of Irina. And he will turn to Irina, and he'll say, my dear, come forth.
Damian's gonna almost try and be blocking his view, so he's gonna be trying to almost maneuver his body to try and make it a bit more awkward. Now he's seen that he's trying to peer around Damian. Damian's gonna be like, well, there's your vessel over there.
He's just ignoring you now, and he will look straight at Irina, and he will say in his, when Reman really annoyed him, his voice changed and his everything changed, and he went into his sort of angelic form. His voice is going to do that, and he will say, "My dear, come here." And she's sort of, you can see she's starting to shake now.
With that, Reman is going to cast protection from good and evil on Irina, because Reman didn't like this guy for the first time. So, he's already sussed, and he's lurking in the back, and he's just going to mutter under his breath and that, and then just give it that and cast protection from good and evil on Irina.
Okay. Because I think Brungrik as well will be stood in front of Irina now as well, as she's looking around for help. But she doesn't really know what to do, and she sort of shrugs and starts to move towards the Abbot. She's into the threshold, through the threshold.
We've had a request on Twitch to poke the Abbot. So, on that note, Damian's going to put his hand. He's going to point directly in the Abbot's chest, and he say, "She has nothing to do with you."
The Abbot has now weighed up the situation now that Irina stepped in, and you can see that he's pretty sure what he needs to do now. And he turns to Damian, and he spots Brungrik next to Irina. What I'd like you to do is position yourself where you'd all be stood right now. And the Abbot will say, "That is the bride of Strahd. I am going to take her now and deliver her to Strahd. Stand down." And it's that booming angelic voice coming at you.
Over my corpse, as I'm going to stab him.
Let's roll initiative.
Where is Theodor stood at this? Near the door, because he's just coming in?
Maptools has decided to. You can stand where you want, mate. You've had a decent discourse. You've had a decent build up to this, so you would have sensed tension in the room. So what I'm quite happy for you to do is position yourself where you think you would be.
I've lost control of my token, Dave.
Okay, dude, it's probably different ownership. Let me just change that for you. You are there. You right? Got you.
I can't see my token. Where am I?
That's because I didn't make it visible to you. There we go.
There we go. Where's the entrance again? It's back here.
Entrance is just here, dude.
11 minutes. 11 minutes is too long for all of this.
I'd be stood. Theodor, sorry, would be stood. Literally, just coming in the door, like just pushing it open, type thing. Like stood at the door listening.
Rillik still at the back because he's just been loitering, hasn't
he? Yeah, well, please yourself because you felt you felt what's about to go down. Throw down. Yeah, I'm doing it. Okay, so I tell you what I need to do. Let me just swap.
My map tools isn't working at all.
I've just had to close mine and reopen it.
Oh. No. Thing is, can anyone else move?
Hold up, mate.
Yeah,
because you change your name as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go, mate.
Cheers.
It was a while when we came to Krezk. Since then, we've had several PC crashes and several several more map tools uninstall and reinstall them. So everyone has control of what they need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as Damian lurches towards the Abbot, he throws his arms wide. These angelic wings sprout out, and he holds his hand out as this mighty celestial mace appears in his hand. However, it's Theodor that's the first to react. Lars, what's Theodor doing?
I've only just seen that I got the best initiative. That's quite nice.
he?
I think Theodor going to cast. Where's Damian? Damian stood right next to him, isn't he? Cast haste on Damian.
Nice.
Just because I also...
Yeah, it gives me double actions, doesn't it? For how many rounds? Is it a minute?
Until the spell ends, which is 1 minute, yeah. Up to 1 minute.
Is it a concentration?
Yeah. Your speed's doubled. You gain 2 bonus AC and have advantage on dexterity saving throws. You also gain an additional action.
You little sexy bastard.
Is it a touch spell or is it range?
It's range, yeah, up to 30 feet. I was just thinking, you're standing quite close to this absolute lunatic and you might end up getting a face full.
Okay, so that's your action, Lars. Any bonus actions or movements?
He's going to stay at the back of the pack next to the door. So he'll literally just have his hand up, just casting haste on Damian.
Sure.
And he'll give him if Damian looks back, he'll give him a little wink.
That takes us to Valkyn.
Let's see, check out I'm actually ranged. Yeah, I'm exactly in range.
So stabby time. Move in. Is in Damian. And he hasn't taken a turn yet, so I get me assassinate, plunge with my dagger, swiftly. That'd be a nat 20.
Yes, lad.
I'm going to have to ask, because it was a natural 20, but why were you attacking with advantage?
Because it was I used my assassinate because he's not taking a turn in combat yet.
Is that okay? Right, that's a crit.
And sneak attack on top of that at crit damage.
Oh, great. 4d6.
It's nice. Very nice.
Uh,
Not amazing. Actually, no, that's not so nice.
No, it's not the best. So it's not the best I was hoping for, mate. To be fair, I was hoping for a lot better.
yeah.
So his second roll.
Is your backstab 4d6?
My sneak attack.
Yes. Sorry, sneak attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You roll it again then because you crit.
And you're saying your damage into your daggers +1.
He did 2d4 with his daggers, but it's 8. So another 4d6. Oh, Johnson.
Yeah, not so good.
2 2s and 2 1s. My God.
Okay. Any other actions? Or bonus actions?
Bonus action disengage.
Okay. Seems fair.
I thought he was running out then.
I did.
Just running outside. So embarrassed with what's happened.
See you later, pal. See you later.
Okay. So as this mace appears in the abbot's hand, and Valkyn's done his thing, thinking that you've made decent contact, it's not phased the abbot at all. You can see the wound is open, but he now spins to Damian. And he's going to say, "This is a mistake." And he cackles. And you can clearly tell that this is the cackle of an insane being. And his mace will swing towards Damian, if I can find him. Where are you? It's a crit.
Reman is going to cast. He sees what's going on from the doorway. He's seen Valkyn, do the dirty and back out, leaving Damian in the way of the wrath. And this guy is a loon. I'm going to cast silvery barbs onto the abbot.
Yep.
So whatever he rolls,
Gonna roll again.
He's got to roll again, and I'm going to give the advantage to Damian for any sort of reaction or whatever he wants to do.
Wicked. So the re-roll is 20 to hit.
So with the +2 to AC that Lars has given me, that puts me up to a 19, and then as defensive duelist, I get so my AC is 21.
Okay, is that your reaction used?
So that's my reaction used, yeah.
Okay. Second attack is going to be a crit.
Oh shit!
So that, strictly speaking, is 28 to hit.
Yeah.
So bludgeoning damage is 19.
Yeah.
And radiant damage is 28.
So that's
47.
19 plus 47 damage. Fucking hell.
So the power of this, as he swings, and you can see this silvery barbs appear, and he's momentarily distracted as his first strike hits the floor. or no, it sweeps over Damian's head. The second strike, you see those the footage of someone a lot bigger than someone else just pull them into the ground. As the mace hits Damian, you're knocked, and you're aware of the fact that this is a truly powerful being setting about you. So,
would it have knocked me back with him hitting me that hard?
No. Yeah, we'll say that you were thrown quite some distance, but in terms of sure is yeah, but you get back up and start charging forwards. Lou, just give me a perception check, Paul. 23. As this is all happening, your heightened sense of awareness, you hear a door opening from the opposite side of the courtyard, and you can see 2 other constructs running towards you. Say running. Kind of shambling, but I'm going to use the dash action. So 50. And they approach Rillik. So there's one right on your back, which takes us to Reman's turn.
Where's Rillik?
Outside.
Just outside, mate.
Oh, I can't see because is he to the north?
If you click off your token, it opens up the whole map for you.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. I think Reman is Reman aware that these things are running from the outside?
No.
Okay. So in that case, then I am going to. I don't know if it'll work. Will Toll the Dead work against him?
We can find out, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to try Toll the Dead against him because he's already lost some hit points. It would be 2d12 of necrotic damage.
Okay, what's his save?
Toll the Dead is Wisdom saving throw 15.
He rolls 25 Wisdom saving throw.
Of course he does.
Any movement or bonus action?
No.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to... hold up, I've got 2 abbots. Let me just remove this idiot. I'm just going to finish his go, because he would have flown forwards. Yeah, sorry. Go on, Andy, you were saying...
with that then, wrong button. I would use my the Raven. Where's it gone? Blessing of the Raven Queen, and get out of his way, teleport myself 30 foot out of the way.
Okay, you put yourself where you need to be then. Okay. So, Lewis, now you see, Rillik would see 2 of these flesh constructs now running towards you. But they've dashed, so they haven't got an action. Basilka's turn.
I think I should be going before the Flesh Golem and Vasilka because I got a 12 on my initiative. It's just not, for some reason, I've got nothing next to my name.
Got you, dude. No problem. 12.
Yeah, Brungrik.
Yeah, it cleared off mine, but I rolled it just after Valkyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, well, Brungrik has neither. What did Brungrik get? Nice one, dude. Brungrik got 20? Jesus.
I didn't see Brungrik's.
No, I didn't. He would have gone after Theodor, actually. It's rather annoying. What I'm going to have to do at this point, I think... No, Brungrik would have done something. Let me just take his turn real quick. So, Brungrik, all I'm going to do is just give him a... Sacred Flame, Dex 6. No, it wouldn't be a Sacred Flame. He's going to... Oh, right, he's going to cast Scorching Ray. 13 misses. This is against the Abbot. 20 hits. Okay, so it's 2 lots of fire damage. That would have been before it moved as well. So yeah. Okay, right. Let's get back on track. Damian's turn.
Damian is gonna get up from the floor after being hit with that horrendous mace blow. He's gonna spit blood out on the floor, and he's gonna be enraged by it. He's gonna clench his teeth together, and he's gonna crack the blood whip straight at the Abbot's back as he's moved past him.
Okay, roll to hit.
You've got advantage as well, haven't you? From...
I mean, I'll take the advantage because it was a 17 to hit, so I'll take that advantage, whatever it was.
Isn't it advantage because of I gave you that from his initial reaction, so you should have it on your attack. You should have advantage, isn't it?
I don't know.
From Silvery Barbs, yes.
Yeah.
Either way, I rolled the exact same thing. I rolled 17 both times.
17 hits. Jake,
I'm going to throw it.
Oh no, he's back.
I'm going to throw a superior. I'm going to throw a superiority dice on top of it as well.
Okay, go for it.
So that's damage with another D8 for 7. So that's 22 points of damage.
Okay, yeah.
He's then going to make another attack with the whip.
Yeah.
For a nat 1. I've still got another technically full round of actions because of haste. So I'm going to make another whip attack, which is a...
Go on, yeah.
No, carry on. Sorry, Dave.
I thought it was just one more attack.
So because I get... So look, if it's reading as written, it doesn't go as another... It would count as another 2, because if you action serve, because you take the extra attack, is...
Gotcha.
Like, extra attack is a full round action, if that makes sense.
That's so helpful for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, if a fighter action surges, they can make 4 attacks rather than 3.
Yeah. So 23 hits. What did you say, Lou?
I've been kicked.
Oh, okay. If you just give it a minute.
In the Misty Forest with Brungrik and Theron.
How weird.
Oh, so that's 23 more points of damage from the blood whip.
Okay.
He's got 1 more attack to roll on at least. That's a 29 to hit.
Another hit.
With 14 plus another superiority dice. Oh, so that's another 21 points of damage.
Okay.
To be fair, it's disconnected me as well. And Damian is pissed as fuck. Even though I'm hasted, I'm gonna action surge as well.
Okay.
So give me another full round of another attack, like 2 attacks.
Yeah.
So that is another 29 to hit. 13 plus using my last superiority dice, which is 19 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then last attack is 17 to hit
Just hits.
with 15 points of damage.
How does the Abbot die?
I'm going to
Fucking hell, Drake.
wrap.
Insane.
I'm going to drag the blood whip out, and with the final crack, so I've lashed him across the back. Kept lashing him across the back. I've wrapped one whip attack around his wing and ripped his wing off, and then I'm going to throw the whip around his neck, yank it as hard as I can, and literally just rip his throat out. As like his radiant blood leaks all over the floor.
Okay, so the look as this it's clearly insane celestial creature turns back towards you as you finish him off. It's just of incredulity. He can't believe that a mortal being has done this to him, as he just disappears into golden mist and floats into the ceiling. Right, Vasilka's turn. So as Reman has appeared in front of her, she's going to start charging towards Reman. She looked as if she was going to head towards Valkyn, but Reman appeared just in front of her. She's going to attack Reman. First attack to hit Reman is 19.
Reman is immune to any damage or anything until his next turn.
That's 15 points of bludgeoning damage. Nice try. The second attack is a crit.
Hold on. How do I get damaged if I'm immune?
How can you be immune?
Right, I'll read it to you because you clearly don't believe me. Right. Blessing of the Raven Queen. Once per long rest, as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You also gain resistance to all damage when you teleport until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, resistance is half damage.
All right then. So what's that? 15 damage.
Yeah. So that's was it 15? That's rounded down to 7. And this the crit is 28, 14 damage.
7, 14. All right, cool.
Okay, all right, dude. That takes us to Rillik.
Okay, so all Rillik can really hear is he hears a load of commotion inside, and he's thinking, "Oh, hang on, what's going on here?" And then he sees these flesh golems charging at him, and he's thinking, "Right, So he goes to reach for the sun sword, and then realizes it's gone.
Yeah.
And he almost to him says, "Fucking rogue." And he can just see like the pure fire in his eyes and the hatred in his voice as he said it. He's even more pissed now. So he pulls out his morning star that's on the other side.
Okay.
So spell wise, around me, because he's seen all these things around me, he's going to cast darkness on his mace.
Yep.
And then bonus action, I'm going to cast magic weapon on my mace.
Okay, so that's action and bonus action.
Yep.
Wicked.
And that's me with a circular darkness around me.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't got that on this map. What's the radius?
15-foot circle around me, so it's pure darkness, isn't it?
Okay. Does it say 15-foot radius?
Oh yeah, it's a 15-foot circle from me.
Okay. So Otto's turn. He basically is going to run. He's not interested. And he's going to dash. That's 30, so another 15 towards that other outhouse building over there. That takes us to the top of the round, back to Theodor. From out of the door, Lars, you've heard what's happening to Rillik, and you see Rillik enshroud himself in pure magical darkness. There's just a globe of pure darkness around Rillik, and you can no longer see these two flesh golems.
Well, But I've seen them prior to Rillik casting that.
Yes.
So I know they're somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah. Strictly speaking, you can't target them, but if you have any area effects or anything, then you can do that.
Yeah, just I'd be risking hitting Rillik as well, wouldn't I? Unless I'd. So I wouldn't be able to like do a fireball and cast it behind and hope it gets those, position it so it gets those two, because that's kind of cheating, really, isn't it? Because I don't know where they are.
Well,
my
no,
other thoughts were.
Yeah, no, you could, mate. There's no reason why you couldn't do that at all, to be honest with you. Change this.
My other thoughts were I could walk into that fog cloud to try and find them, but I'm guessing they'd get an attack on me, would they?
Yeah, well, you would know, because it's a darkness spell, you would know that it's dark inside there as well. So if you stepped in, you'd be blind.
I may just stay out of that and let the big boys do the fighting and just heal Damian. Yeah, so Theodor would just walk over to Damian, tap him on the shoulder and say, "You've got a lot to thank me for in this fight," and then cast healing word on him.
Okay. Yeah. So you roll your dice. Damien gets the bonus. And that takes us to Brungrik.
14.
So Brungrik.
Sexy little bugger.
Brungrik's going to step in front. He's seen what's happened, and he's going to step in front of Irina. You know, I didn't give Irina initiative. What I'll do, stick her up. I'm going to pull her back to the centre of the room, and Brungrik's going to stand defensively here, facing towards Rillik. He can't see in there. So he will say, "Are you right in there, laddie? You need to tell me what's going on. I can get rid of the darkness, but I can't see you and I can't help you." But that's all Brungrik's going to do. Takes us to Valkyn.
So as Rillik is sort of focused on Reman, he's gonna dive underneath the table as an attempt to escape line of sight as a bonus action to roll stealth, if that's all right, though.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
29.
Yeah.
What he does, can he take a swipe at him with the dagger?
Swipe at her with the dagger.
Yeah, and it'll be from stealth, so it'll get me assassinate, don't it? So.
Well, you get your your sneak attack. Yeah.
Okay, now.
That's your action. You're so broken, Johnson. So bonus action was stealth. That's your action. Anything else?
No.
Oh.
Is she aware I'm there?
Yeah, you've just attacked her. Okay.
I haven't really got a bonus either. I can't do anything.
Nope. So that takes us to Flesh Golem number 1. He's the one on the north. He is Gonna try and attack. He's gone him back. That's an attack on Rillik with disadvantage.
King of the North.
First attack was going to be a natural 20, but then rolls a 2, so that misses. Second
Can I do a reaction then?
Yeah.
Can I cast Hellish Rebuke on him, please?
You can when it hits you, I believe, with Hellish Rebuke.
It's because he missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's to be.
Yeah. No worries.
The second attack is a 20.
No, he misses anyway.
Okay, righto. What he is going to do is, what I'm going to do is move him so you can't see him, and he is going to sort of. Oh, you can see him actually, Lou, can't you?
I can see him. Yeah. So even if you move, would I not get an attack of opportunity?
Well, he's not going to move out of your combat range. He's just going to move to there.
Okay.
That takes us to Reman.
Reman is going to cast fire bolts onto Vasilka.
Okay, that's a disadvantage attack. So she stood next to you.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Okay. Where's the disadvantage thing?
If you're doing your phone, hold it down.
I did. It comes up, send to everyone self, Dungeon Master, critical hit or roll. No, there we go. Okay, sorry, wrong one. There we go. 9.
9 hits.
Eight
8 points of damage. So as the fire hits Vasilka, you can see part of her flesh catch fire, and she's sort of twitching. You can see that she's distracted. So Mr. Miller, your job, should you choose to accept it, is to remind me that this golem now has disadvantage on attack roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Irina's turn. She's well aware that she can't do anything. She's going to take the dodge action. Takes us to Damian, the Slayer of Angels.
He's going to move to here, and then he's going to do what he can to defend Irina. So sees Vasilka as the next nearest threat. So he's going to make a whip attack against her.
Yep.
27 to hit.
7 hits.
14 points of damage.
Okay, yeah.
16 to hit.
16 hits.
12 points of damage.
12 damage.
I mean, he's going to make another attack against that. Natural 20.
20 hits.
For 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, well, I might as well finish my attack action. For 27 to hit.
Yeah.
With 12 points of damage.
So what we've learned this session, that a hasted Damian is nasty.
Deadly.
Nails.
What Damian's going to do is he's going to dip back, though. So he's going to kind of like stand there next to Irina so he can cover her from both sides.
Okay.
Because he can't see what's going on outside there because of the darkness, but he's not happy about it.
Yeah.
But he'll protect from Vasilka.
Okay. So the flesh golem outside. Out of interest, though, did you know when you said fucking rogue, were you doing it so that everyone could hear it, or was that under your breath?
Yeah. Yeah, he was shouting it. He was enraged.
Okay, yeah, okay. So Rillik is not happy. From inside, this flesh golem is going to try and hit Rillik. It's with a disadvantage again. 14. 14. Nice. Vasilka, however, is going to get another turn. She's got a choice of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to spin towards Valkyn. And as she does, she is just going to try and slam through you. The first attack is 21 to hit Valkyn.
I'm going to roll silvery barbs again.
Silvery barbs again, Mr. Miller. That's a 22. Who gets the bonus this time, Miller?
Rillik's going to get the bonus.
Do you need to be able to see the?
Oh, yeah, I need to be able to see him.
Okay.
Save. Not Rillik then. I would give it to Theodor.
Okay. Andy, that's 11 points of bludgeoning damage. You get advantage on a roll that you choose.
Was that her attacking with disadvantage as well?
Yes, that was the second attack. Second attack, Mr. Johnson is.
Sorry, can I uncanny dodge on that one? So that's 6.
Yeah, so you take that 5 from the 11.
I thought you rounded up.
No, always round down. Yeah. The second attack is 22 to hit. That's 17 points of damage.
Yeah. I use uncanny dodge twice in there.
No, you cannot. If you just ask me, can you use uncanny dodge twice, then you can't. That takes us to Rillik.
Cool. What shall I do? So this golem that's next to me. I want to clarify something. So obviously I get 2 attacks per turn, and one of my attacks is inflict wounds. Does that mean I get 2 attacks because it's an attack spell?
Inflict wounds as a spell.
Well, it's a melee attack as inflict wounds. But when I click the attack option, it appears with all my mace and other items. So is it technically classed as an attack?
Well, you can attack twice as an attack. So it's capital A and small a. So capital A is you attack twice, and then there's 2 attacks in it. So inflict wound is a touch spell. But that's one action. Capital A. Okay. So you can either do one capital A attack spell or attack hit twice.
All right. So the one to the north of me, I'll attempt to hit it with my Morning Star.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got +1 to hit. So 18.
18 hit.
Cool. So that's 10 points of piercing.
Okay. So as you swing this Morning Star around in an arc, figure of 8, bring it down onto its shoulder, it connects solidly. Doesn't jar it at all. Makes no effect whatsoever. It seems to be immune to your Morning Star. Oh, wait a minute. You cast Magic Weapon.
Magic Weapon into it.
I did, yeah.
So is that +1 to that as well? So that's 10.
+1 and it makes it magic, yeah. So it's 10 points of damage, but it's also magic.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'll have another swing.
Yeah, you
with
will.
the Morning Star again.
Yeah.
Oh, 9.
Hits.
Oh, okay.
Because you're getting +1 to all this as well. And 9 hits anyway, but Magic Weapon is +1 to everything.
So 9 points of damage.
Points of damage. Okay. So at similar circumstances, but it does actually hurt it now. but it's only taking minor chunks of flesh off.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing that I believe you should have been doing is attacking with advantage, Lou.
Oh, because I'm in the darkness.
Yeah.
Yep. So what we'll do is just roll once more to hit for your first attack, just to see if you crit.
Okay.
No. And then roll the second attack just to see if you crit. That's your damage.
Cool.
Yeah, roll to hit.
Roll to hit again.
Yeah, because we're just checking to see if you crit. No. Okay. Anything else from you?
Bonus action on the one behind me. I'm going to cast Compelling Jewel.
Yep.
So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Rolls an 11.
Yeah, it fails. So it's drawn to me now. It can only attack me. And it has disadvantage on all rolls against other people. Anything else? That's it.
Okay. So Otto now has properly pegged it. He's gone into this room there. He was whimpering and cowering. He will start as he runs. He'll say, "The master, they've killed the master." Something. That takes us to Theodor, right at the top.
You got advantage.
Theodor's gonna come up to Valsilka and cast Inflict Wounds. How do I do advantage again?
If you right click,
I just get my normal web page stuff come up. Let me refresh it.
You have to click on like the roll dice box next to it. To where it like
The actual dice roll.
it'll be like it normally has like a plus however much your modifier. And then you just have to right click in that box.
Does that just come up with my cast then? It's not, has it?
No, it's under the hit/DC. Right click on that and then roll. You'd think we get this by now.
Oh. I've got advantage now, yeah. Do you want me to do that roll again?
not with advantage though, just a normal roll because you've already rolled once. So advantage is roll twice. So all we'll do is just roll a normal one, just to see if it crits. No, it does hit though, so you can roll your damage.
.46 damage.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
It's massive. It's 6d10, sorry.
What level did
But
you
it's a bit
cast
risky
that
because
at?
I've got a level 4. So it was a big spell.
And it's necrotic damage, isn't it? Okay. Go mad then, Lars. As Theodor approaches with this necrotic touch, how does Vasilka die?
He's going to literally grab her by the face, like Harry does in Philosopher's Stone, and just slowly push her down onto the ground. And then she's just going to kind of like crumble into ash.
You've quirrelled Vasilka.
Yeah.
Nice. And anything else from you?
He'll just stand up and he'll just dust his robes off as he does because he's just thinks quite highly of himself. So he's just going to turn around and just look at the rest of the group.
Nice. So that takes us to Brungrik, who is going to his stance is going to remain the same. He's going to say, "Are you all right in there, laddie? You need to tell us what's happening. I can't do anything. I can't see you." That takes us to Valkyn. So you've heard what's going on outside. You've heard fucking Rogue and the rage coming from Rillik. And Brungrik's not twigged exactly what's happening. So.
Okay. So despite hearing this, he's going to bonus action dash. Deal with the flesh golems. The one nearest within 5 feet of.
Well, hold up, mate, because the problem is this black circle here you cannot see into, and if you step into it,
can't see it. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't target these. You can't see them. If you were stood next to them when it happened, that's fine. I'd let you have a swing with disadvantage, but
do. I mean, I don't suppose my my spells have any use here within like dancing lights or fairy fire.
Darkness is more powerful than all of those. You'd need, darkness. I think how it works, it stacks in order. Darkness, strictly speaking, is a 2nd level spell, so anything underneath that just doesn't work.
Okay. In which case, he's just going to reach into his grey bag of tricks, ready, whatever comes out, just in case.
Okay.
To roll a d8.
Right. Are you throwing one out, or are you? Wait. You say you're holding it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm throwing one out just to ready up.
Okay.
Which is a direwolf.
Direwolf.
And
where were you throwing
direwolf it? By my side.
By your side.
By my side. Yeah.
Another direwolf.
Douche. Direwolf.
End of turn.
Okay. Should have control of that. So, Flesh Golem, which one? The one at the north. I've got little choice really. They're not massively intelligent creatures. What I have done is I've put them in a position where they're flanking, so that cancels the. In theory, they should have advantage because I'll give you guys advantage with that. So I'm just going to have a flat roll to try and hit Rillik. 2 slam attacks coming against Rillik. First one's a 17. Nope. Second one's a 10. Both miss. Reman.
There isn't a great deal Reman can do. He can't see outside. Everything inside is dead. So I think he's just going to sort of move so he can sort of see outside a bit better.
Okay.
if the darkness ever lifts.
Yeah, so that's all you can see is just this magical darkness. You see Brungrik is sort of starting to appeal now just to see what's going on. He's not sure what's going on. So Irina, she's going to move further into the room. The room looks safe, so she's going to go out of the way. Damian.
Damian is literally going to go round and tail Irina. He can't see what's going on outside, but has made a promise that he's going to protect her, so we'll do so. So he's just going to follow her around.
Right, so that's the second flesh golem then. This one's going to have an attack on Rillik. First attack is 24. 8 damage. You're on mute, Lou.
Yeah, that hits. Can I do my reaction now?
Yes, mate. Yeah, because it's fire as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell, where's it gone? Hellish Rebuke. So dexterity saving throw, please.
7.
7 fails. So it's 2d10 damage. Fire damage. 18.
Ooh. Okay, now this one gets disadvantage on attack roll and ability until the end of its next turn. So this one, Lou, if you remind me, the one at the south has disadvantage for the rest of this turn and next turn.
Yeah.
So with disadvantage, rolls 12 to hit. Yeah, you can keep this up all day, can't you? In that magical darkness. Your turn.
So on both the flesh golems, can they both make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Sure. North rolls 10, south rolls 13.
So south passes, north fails. It's frightened
Okay. What's
for 1 minute. So the south one's fine, but he's drawn to me anyway, isn't he? The other one is basically to try and get away from me now.
they are immune to the frightened condition.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's infuriating. Okay.
Yeah. So whatever you were doing, what was the ability?
It's divine. Hang on, divine. The channel divinity, and it's called Dreadful Aspect.
Okay. What does your dreadful aspect look like? Not that anyone would see it because you're in the magical darkness.
You just kind of like sees bright glowing eyes, and then the head just gets bigger as you see like kind of a demony kind of figure.
Ooh, nice. So all because you know as you go into this visage, you're expecting to see some reaction. It's just dead behind the eyes. There's absolutely nothing there.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
What else could I do? Do you know what? I'll just compel duel on the other one as a bonus action.
Okay.
So that's a wisdom saving throw again, please.
And it's not concentration effect or anything?
No. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because you can only concentrate on one thing.
Oh, God's sake. I mean, I could do... If I was to do Searing Smite, would that then negate the magical weapon?
Well, strictly speaking, you're concentrating on magic weapon.
Oh.
I'd keep so all of the compelled duel drops because you're concentrating on magic weapon. We'll stick with that, shall we?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Any movement? Anything else?
Yeah, I suppose so. I am going to 1, 2. So I'll move 15 foot back to there.
Yeah. So that's 2 opportunity attacks with disadvantage.
Yeah.
14.
No.
17.
No.
Okay. So Rillik steps back. This globe of darkness moves with him. Theodor, you can now see this globe of darkness around Rillik has moved back, and these 2 mean-looking, gross flesh golem in the middle of the field. What do you want to
Theodor's going to move forward. Oh, mouse is a bit funny. Cool, I can see them both there.
Yep.
How far apart are they? 10. I'm just going to cast a 3rd level old school fireball. Do I still have? Well, it's not an advantage spell, is it?
No, they get a dex saving throw.
Yeah, 16 dex saving throw, and I'll cast it. Bang in the middle of them both. What's the?
You can get them both. You can get them
spread
both
20
and dodge
feet, yeah.
everyone. Yeah. So DC 16. Did you say?
16, yeah.
Both fail. Roll your damage.
Dream 8. 27.
27. And they both now have disadvantage as this fire affects them and it distracts them. You see. So that's your movement action. Any bonus action?
What's your hit points looking like, Damian?
Above half
You've
now.
got badly hurt, weren't you?
So yeah, I'll drop down to 30. I've got 44 out of 77.
I'll cast Healing Word on him again.
You've already cast a spell as an action. So the only way you'd be able to do that is if you cast a cantrip as an action. Then you can cast a bonus action spell.
My bad.
No, that's all right.
Don't
You can
worry
in Baldur's
about it,
Gate
dude.
3, just so you're aware of it. You can't do it in.
So I won't be healing you, Damian. So get that out of your head.
No.
I think I've moved my entire movement as well, so I can move back 5. So I'll just move next.
Can you move 35?
30 into it. I moved from here to here. Oh, I can't click on my guy now. I'm picking on the bloody direwolf. Oh, my bad. I'd moved 25 and then back 5. 30 in total.
Okay. Right. Brungrik.
Was that there? Was I next to Damian? Or was I there? Or was I here?
I thought you were there.
Yeah, I may have been. I'll stay where I am then.
You were in melee range of Zilka, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, because I did inflict wounds.
Yeah, Brungrik's going to do the same as you, though. So he's going to cast Fireball. 30 points of damage, which is 2 dex saves. 1 and 10. They both take 30 points of damage from Brungrik's Fireball. Yeah, they're not looking well. Valkyn, you can now see them.
Where's the direwolf in all this in the initiative?
What we'll do is we'll say it's on the same initiative as you for now.
So it's separate to my initiative, yeah, Steve? All right, thinking that.
Same initiative as you. Just getting a bit of nasal again there, Lars.
So I'm just really getting into it, aren't I?
I like it. Gets me excited.
Just imagine me breathing down your neck, guys.
That's what I am doing.
So if I instruct the direwolf, that's my action. Is that right, Dave?
I don't know. What does it say, mate?
I think it's separate. Sorry. You can use an action to pull an object from the bag and throw it for 20 feet. When the object lands, it transforms into a creature determined rolling by D8 roll. And blah 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 blah. You can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves. What action? Okay, it's a bonus action. Okay, no worries. That's not enough. So yeah, I'll move outside the doors, and then I shall take a pot shot with my. Yeah. And the roll. 21 to hit.
Okay, which one?
The one north of me.
Yep.
That's 9 points of damage.
Okay, so as the bolt hits, impacts perhaps right in the middle of his chest, no damage whatsoever. Totally immune to non-magical damage.
I don't know how much movement my animal's got, to be fair.
You move 25 to there.
My direwolf has still got. I don't know how much movement it's got.
40 direwolf. I think it has perhaps more than that.
It's got 40 feet.
Yeah.
It's not magical in it, so
No.
It's going to stand guard.
Okay. That takes us to I think that is that north flesh golem. He's got a direwolf in front of him. So I'm going to fight myself here now, aren't I? Direwolf's AC 14 with 37. Two solid hits against the direwolf. However, it isn't dead. But it's looking properly ropey as Reman, you're next. And you can now see what's happening.
Right, so I am going to cast magic missile onto frozen. What's going on?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, so second level magic missile onto this guy.
Okay, so that's 4d4 plus 4.
So that's 3, 2, 4. So that's 3 plus 1, isn't it? 5.
Okay, that one is as the magic missiles hit, it's tearing big chunks of flesh off it. It's on its last legs. Anything else from Reman?
No, I can't. No.
Okay, Damian's turn.
Damian is gonna stay next to Irina, and he's just gonna he's gonna almost like shield her. He's gonna put his arm around like to the side of her, and he say like, "I promise you, I will protect you, and I will live up to that promise."
Okay, yeah, you can see she's stood there with a rapier. She's shaken, but she's ready for action. And she looks at you and nods appreciatively. Flesh Golem to the south. He's kind of got two. He's only really got one choice. To my mind, he can go back into the globe of darkness, which I don't think he'd do, or he can move forwards, which he is going to do. And in fact, he's going to step through. He's just going to blunder through the door. He is now. Is he? Yes. And he's got a choice of 3. It's going to be Theodor that he attacks.
Hello.
Hello. That's a slam attack against you. That's 16 to hit Theodor.
That's a hit.
13 bludgeoning damage.
Did you say haste was a concentration spell?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know whether you need to roll a concentration check for haste.
Yeah. The second hit is a 21, which is another 10 damage. Lars.
So I'm down to 35.
Yeah, so you need to make a Constitution saving throw now to see if you can maintain the haste spell. So both saves have got to beat 10. So that's your first one, and the second attack is going to provoke another save.
2 16s.
Tidy. So that haste is still up. Rillik.
So I'm going to start edging forward again.
Yeah.
To there.
Yeah.
So the flesh golem next to me, I'm going to have a swing at it with the mace.
Go for it.
13.
Hits.
7.
Yeah, we haven't been doing your concentration save either, but that's okay. This one's looking ropey now as well.
Okay. I'm going to have another go at it, Dave.
Okay, mate.
I keep forgetting to roll with advantage. Fuck's sake.
Okay, right. Roll once. What we'll say is that's your 2 rolls for that first attack. So your second attack is fresh. So roll with advantage.
21.
Yeah, hits.
A 9.
Yeah, it's not quite enough. It's on its last legs.
Okay. Isn't really more I can do. I'll leave it at that.
You've moved 15. You can move a bit more if you wanted.
Can I? No, I'm going to stay there.
Okay. That takes us. So, Valkyn, now you're enveloped in this darkness as well. You can sort of lean back, and so you can see out of it. I mean, a drow, you're well used to magical darkness, but you still can't see in it. Theodor, your turn. You've got, well, you can see the flesh golem right in front of you. Half of its arm is in the magical darkness as it's encroached. But this thing looks like it's about to fall to pieces. Literally, the stitching from it is falling to pieces. You haven't got to do much to it to kill it.
The one in front of me, yeah. I'll probably just cast a cantrip just to see if we can topple this guy.
Okay.
Just breathe on it.
Yeah, just give it bad breath. Have I got a bad breath spell?
Have you got prestidigitation? No, I'll allow it.
I have got prestidigitation. You know.
Shall we? So what we'll do? We'll flavour this as it's a firebolt attack. So roll. It's going to be with disadvantage. So roll with disadvantage.
Roll with disadvantage. 9. Is it 9 to hit as well?
It said, unfortunately, it is, but that's a natural 1, so that would ordinarily hit. But on this one occasion, Lars, I shall allow it.
So Theodor's just gonna take a big deep breath and just go, just literally blow in his face to watch him fall down.
Giggity.
I'd like to think that you spent a vast amount of your adult life as a werewolf. It'd
oh, just be a stinky breath, yeah, absolute dog breath.
Yeah,
smells like wet dog.
Literally.
And you've got to remember as well. I've literally just come from eating a bunch of bacon rolls and being really gluttonous because I've not eaten well for a while. So I've not brushed my teeth. I came rushing out straight afterwards to catch up with the group.
So that takes us to Brungrik. I think at this point, I'm gonna do a sort of a attempt to do a Sam-ish move. Brungrik's gonna charge into this point here, and he's going to use his channel divinity, Radiance of Dawn. So, as an action, you present your holy symbol at any magical darkness within 30 feet of you, which is dispelled, and it also does 2d10 damage to hostile creatures. So I'm going to roll the damage as 13, which kills the golem. Well done, Sam. But the darkness is dispelled as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
As everything now, normally in this position, what I'd say to you, as I've said it for the past year, and now what was it, 2 years we've played this campaign, or wherever it normally goes quiet. It doesn't. There's screams of madness and howls coming from the opposite building over to the north, but you don't seem to have anyone. There aren't any combatant. No one's running in to fight against you as the last golem dies. What do you want to do?
I would like to loot the place, Steve.
Had the Abbot got anything valuable on him?
There's a shock.
I feel like the Abbot, he looked like he had something. He looked like he was wearing nice robes anyway.
There's got to be something nice in here, Dave.
Well, I'm looking towards Lewis because we've had the scream. He now knows the Sun Sword has been ripped off. Rillik was incensed by this.
Yeah, he's so he looks at Brungrik almost kind of like, I know why you've done it, but why have you done it? I could have handled it. So he's pissed off with. He's just pissed off with everybody now. He's had enough, and he takes one look at Valkyn and he barges past him through the door, goes to Damian and Irina and says, "Right, what's going on? Because the Sun Sword's now gone missing. You don't trust me. I don't trust him. I'm not welcome in this group anymore. What's it going to be?" He said, I defended him from Barwolf or whatever his name was in town when he lunged at him, and now you're treating me with suspicion, so let's have it out.
So
he's aiming at David.
Gotcha. Just to throw Brungrik in, and he'll do his sort of, lad, no, don't be, so he's trying to calm the situation down. He's doing his best to, just so I can do that for Sam, and then I'll butt out.
Look,
Theodor would just, Theodor would, because he's obviously quite confused with what's going on anyway, he'd just be trying to congratulate Damian on some great swings with his whip during that fight, and a bit like kind of, what are they arguing about?
Look, Rillik, we all saw what happened when Kira died. We are in a dangerous place. Damien's trying to think about how it can almost like diffuse tension at the minute, but he'd be like, you died, you've now come back from the dead. I did trust you, but when Kira died, I saw a completely different side to you that I'd never seen before, and that frightened me. It still frightens me.
Really, or like he'll take his helmet off, and you can see this like pure kind of wooden construct of what he used to be, but now it's just a puppet. And he'll say, "And what would happen if she was to die in front of you when you said not to?" And he's like looking at Irene and then looking at Damian because he knows something's brewing between them.
The point is, Kira was against us. Kira tried to kill us, and I did everything within my power not to kill her. I pulled my punches towards the end, but Valkyn did what he felt was necessary. But I understand that this could have caused you pain, or this has caused you pain.
So then, at that point, Rillik will put his helmet back on and says, "And now I'll do what I must." And he'll slip his helmet on and he'll walk out the door. And as he walks out and sees Valkyn the side of him, he just headbutts him and just walks off.
Okay, so that's an unarmed strike. Actually, what we'll do is we'll take this official because Valkyn would see this coming. So with your tokens, gentlemen, I'd like you to roll initiative first.
Spicy.
Oh, okay. It's all right, Johnson. You need to beat a 3. I'm pretty sure you can do that.
Well, the way I've been rolling tonight, mate, I'm not sure.
We've got some hot spicy zingers.
No, it's not much more. But here's the point. This is what's going to happen then. So Rillik said his piece. He's walking towards, or he's walking past Valkyn, but you can see it coming a mile off. This headbutt is coming towards you. What is Valkyn going to do?
He's going to sort of just roll to the side or slip the headbutt and draw his dagger and draw it up against his neck, but stop at his neck. And so you died. Yeah, and you were reborn at the side of Strahd. No way, no way, no how can we trust you, Eve?
Yeah, and I think he kind of leans into the dagger almost because it's not going to do him anything because he's made out of wood and he's just wood and metal, and it just kind of, and you will die as well. And he's almost kind of pushes him back and just walks off from the group.
Okay. Heavy. So, Rillik walks off into the distance.
Yeah, he's gone. He's walked off through the gates.
Okay, sure. So everything's tense. You know, you're all a little bit, when there's been an altercation, something like this, everyone's on edge. You're not entirely sure what's happening. And then your sort of training takes over and you go to sort of loot mode. There is absolutely nothing of value in the whole of the monastery.
There's a rather nice wedding dress on the table, isn't there?
There is quite a nice wedding dress on the table.
In the whole of the Abbot, nothing of interest.
No, and in the other building, it's full of cells. It's full of mongrel folk covered in their own piss and shit.
Could we dress Brungrik in the wedding dress for when Sam gets back? Next session, let him come on and find Brungrik in a wedding dress.
And consider it done.
Can we do that? Yeah.
I feel like it's something Theodor would wear. He'd be like, I've not seen fine clothes like this since I've been a werewolf.
To be fair, Theodor probably would be like, oh, lovely, and he'd probably rub his face on it, maybe think about taking it back for his wife.
Silky smooth.
Theodor was thinking about casting prestidigitation again and just making a puff of smoke and some fireworks happen as Rillik walked off. But he thought the moment was a little bit too serious for that.
If only you'd have created a prestidigitation handbag and the sound effect. Ooh.
Yeah, and I stood at the door, I was like, ooh.
Right, okay, let's wrap this session up for this evening then. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some assumptions for the next session. So I'm happy for you to go back to the town, to Krezk, to explain the situation to Dimitri, who, in fairness, isn't fazed by the fact that he's got his son back, regardless of his condition, and he hopes he can overcome this malady. And you say to him that your next venture is going to be the Amber Temple. and he will say to you that it's in the it's on Mount Gakis. It is -20, -25 degrees Celsius, and he will offer you kit for free to go into the mountains. So we'll end the session there with the intent, as long as you're still happy to do it, unless you've changed your mind, to head towards the Amber Temple for next time. Is that
okay? Are we taking a long rest?
You can have a long rest as well. Yes, mate. Yeah. There's plenty of time to rest in the village. Okay, so we'll pick the story up from there next time. Yep.
Yep.